It's a pleasure to have you once again on The Link this week. Thank you for always joining us. We promise to give you information that you can use and opportunities. And tonight we have a bit of both, depending on how you look at it. And we thank Airtel Uganda with Airtel Money for bankrolling us to make sure we are able to bring you this information that you can use. And for Airtel, if you want to do transactions, international transactions, normally you would require to have an international card, a physical one, running out of maybe your account in the bank. But now Airtel has taken it into your wallet. That means on the phone. From your Airtel Money wallet into the virtual card wallet, you can buy whatever you want online. And you can pay money outside. If they ask you for, share your card number, you have a number that runs out of your phone. So you carry your card, if you like, on your phone, and you can transact anywhere. And this service can work wherever you are in the world if you have internet, because it works on an app. So you can be guaranteed to transact wherever you are, from shillings to any other international currency. So we thank Airtel Money. Tonight we're discussing what are the most outstanding reasons why SMEs stop growing. We're not talking about establishment. We're talking about SMEs which are already in business, but they would like to grow, but they're not growing. And I have the right person in the studio tonight to talk about that topic. And we have Mrs. Olivia Mugava, who is the head of SME in Equity Bank. And we are tapping into the top 100 SME program, which Nation Media Group is involved with partners, to speak to SMEs on the element of growth and survival. And tonight we are focusing on growth. What stops SMEs from growing? Olivia, welcome.
Thank you very much, Sam.
I'll just ask the question again. What do you know are the key things that stop me as an SME from growing?
Great. Thank you very much, and it's a pleasure to be here. Sam, did you know that 53% of SMEs in Uganda, in the 3 years of their growth, either fail or stagnate, and they never grow up to the point of when they die?
53%, more than half.
Yes.
Interesting. Yeah.
And key among the things that make it fail is corporate governance.
You break down that animal. Corporate governance, I'm hearing, I'm thinking, there we go again, elitist. No, please break it down. Corporate governance, what are we talking about? Okay.
So corporate governance really zeroes around how you manage your company. We are so used to the SMEs, single management companies, yes, where Sam is the CEO, he's the chief accountant, he's the HR, he's the firing and hiring manager.
He's everything.
He is everything. And because those structures are not laid out for a company to grow, yeah, you find that you stagnate. So corporate governance really zeroes around how do you propel your company to grow by putting in place structures, yeah, skill set, and people and opportunities to allow it to grow. You cannot know everything, you cannot be everything for your company. Yeah. So the desire to hold on to it and ensure that you are the one who knows which truck is in Adjumani, which truck is in South Sudan, you're the one who is knowing who didn't come in the morning on time, yeah, yet you're looking at strategically growing your company. So because of failure to have structures in place, and this includes having a proper person who will have the strategic overview, someone who will manage the operations of the company, yeah, someone who will manage your human resource. And when I say human resource, I don't mean a big company. We are talking about SMEs. You, yes, may have 10 people, you may have 5 people. Yeah. But if you want to grow and propel yourself to growth, you need to think about, how do I allow my business to grow without me being micromanaging my company?
But Olivia, you're talking to me about structures, and I'm thinking this is hiring more people, spending more money, really, isn't it?
Yes, it is in many ways. Yeah. But in order to get more money, you spend more money.
Okay.
If I keep to myself, the opportunity of expanding, yeah, will be lower. So if I need to spend more money, if I need to make more money, I really need to start thinking about spending more. Okay.
Corporate governance, okay, it's the way business runs. Take me through, what are the things, for instance, I need to institute? I am Sam. I have maybe an export or import company. and I know everything on my fingertips.
Yes.
And I'm thinking that's the best model, but you are saying, no.
Yes.
So what are, for example, some of the things I must put in place for me to make sure my company grows?
Okay.
Let's connect the dots.
Okay, so let's start from the simple structures. One, you have to have someone who is maybe the brain behind the business, who becomes the strategic person to think, where next do I want to go? What else do I need to do? Which partners do I get in to propel me?
Okay.
Which sits really with the CEO. So you can, as the owner of the business,
I can be the
take
CEO.
yes, you take that is yours.
Okay.
But you're not skilled at human resource.
Yeah.
Probably your idea of making people work is threatening them. Or your idea of people working is they have to come at 8:30. Anyone who comes after 8:30, you
It's not
fire.
serious.
Yes, you fire them. Or someone says, for me, as long as you do this, your day is done. Others, they want to see you. Are you
Physically.
yes. And then you can't do that on your own, and you keep looking strategically. Get someone who is skilled at that to manage that for you.
Okay.
Then operations. If you have, for example, trucks that are running, how will you manage strategically, and then you run after operations? Get someone who is strategic and have a thin corporate governance structure. I'm not talking about a big corporate thing. Have someone to manage your operations, have someone to manage your accounts, and have a CEO. That's usually the starting point, because those are the places that we usually fail. Thinking outside and saying, how do I grow? Then managing your accounts. It's very important. Then managing your operations.
But they say that these people will steal my money. How do we come over that?
Okay.
Because you are making a good point.
Okay. Now, I think we don't know where to go many times as SMEs. Who do I consult to help me? But there are so many consultants around. But some of them are very expensive. Sometimes we don't even know that we have a problem as SMEs. It's my thing. I'm the brain behind it. I don't even know that I need help. So if you want to grow your SME, it is important that you open yourself to such things. For example, we are running the 100 top SMEs. Yes. One of the advantages that we have is we have partners like KPMG who have actually offered to say that the top SMEs who will come in, they will give them services like that to sit and look at your business and identify for you areas where you need to plug in, to improve. When you come to banks are changing.
Like Equity?
Yes, like Equity. It's no longer conventional banking where a branch manager sat and you made a line when you're going to pay school fees. It's now, it's more consultative. You sit with them. So, for example, at Equity Bank, we have that that office where we are able to sit with our customers, and then we're able to advise them. For you to grow, these are things that you need to do.
You add value to me, not just the money.
Yes, we add value to you.
Okay.
And if we're not able to give you that consultancy, we point you to the right consultants who are going to help you, sit with you and help you to understand what you need to do to grow your business. We will provide the money, but we can give you someone who can help you, consultancy, to draw a proper governance structure for
to make sure the money works for you.
Yes.
Olivia, before we came on air, we were talking about a board, having a board, and when people hear board of directors are like, oh my God.
Yes.
Board? Me, the small, really?
Yeah.
Do I need a board if I'm, say, a salon employing 10 people, do I need a board?
Okay, thank you. And remember, we're talking about how to grow. If I have a single salon, and I want to expand, for example, to 5 branches. Yes, you need a board.
Okay.
So let me break it down for you. A board doesn't mean you get these old men in suits who will sit and take tea and then tell you do this and that. A board could simply mean 3-4 people. Okay. And really that's the lean bit of a board. But if you want to grow and you have one salon, you're speculating that probably in the next 3 years, I want to have 5 outlets. You need to have a board. You could, for example, say if you're a husband and you have a wife, she becomes a board member. You have a son who has majored in a business that you're doing. You have them. Then you have another independent person. 4 of you are enough to have that board. But you need that team. One, they bring different skill sets. Secondly, they bring the second eye. Then they also bring control. If you're a single person, you're the accountant, you are the operations manager, you're bound to make mistakes.
Absolutely.
And those mistakes can be, remember the 53% that we talked
Yes.
about. The reasons why we are in that space is simply because we don't have people around you whom you've mandated to actually help you, stop you, or encourage you to do certain things.
Okay, we want to go for a break. And remember, the issue of you can't be everything for your business. Also, having a board is not out of this world. She has just told us people you know who are skilled enough, they will advise you. Want to go for the break, and we'll come back and discuss the other element that stops SMEs from growing. Thank you for joining us. Welcome back from the break, and we thank Airtel Money for supporting the link to make sure we continue giving information that you can use and opportunities. We're talking about the things that stop SMEs from growing. We want to thank Airtel Money with providing you, the SMEs, you in business, with the virtual card, which you can use to, it's international gateway. You can use it to buy, subscribe. If you have business solutions you are paying for, you don't need to have physical cards anymore. It works out of your Airtel Money wallet. So please, if you're in business, you know what I'm talking about. Dare try it and see for yourself. We want to continue with the conversation. Olivia, the other issue, second, we saw corporate governance, basically governing business. What's the other issue, the big one, that makes me, the SME, stagnant?
Great, thank you. The other issue is access to capital to propel you. I have mentioned that many companies after 3 years stagnate.
Yes.
And the larger reason why they stagnate is because they don't have capital to propel them. I'll give you a typical example. I am a distributor for a company, a corporate company. They give me targets and say, you have to sell a stock of 2 billion shillings.
Yes.
I can only afford 500 million. Now,
that's my capacity.
Exactly, that's my capacity. For you to grow, you have to have capital.
Yeah.
And you don't even have, remember, you don't have security for it, so you stagnate. One of the things that we've done at Equity Bank is to understand what we call ecosystem financing.
Okay.
Ecosystem financing simply means I look at a corporate and understand their business cycle.
Yeah.
Who is supplying to them, who is distributing on their behalf. And because the corporate already has a credibility that some of them have run for 100 years, and you can guarantee that they will stay for the next at least 10 years.
Yes.
So a corporate will come and say, I have these distributors, they do not have the capital. Can I give you a guarantee that these are my salespeople, they have supplied to me or they have distributed for me for the last 3-4 years.
I know them.
This is their history. Give them the money.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you, I will support you to ensure. So what we do then at Equity, we take the credibility of the corporate and say, I will give you 2 billion. Free. You don't have.
So for me, the SME, Olivia, I am leveraging the fact that I am supplying a bigger person. He is speaking for me.
Thank you.
It's an approach from the SME standpoint that people may not know, that if you're supplying someone a big supermarket, can they speak to the bank for you because they trust you? The relationship.
Certainly.
Leveraging relationship.
Certainly. So I have mentioned that banks have stopped being conventional, where you said you want 100 million shillings, where is the security of 100 million shillings?
Okay.
Now we look at, you don't have that security. So we look at the credibility of the corporate and say, we will give you. And those are the things that help SMEs to grow. If that is not there, they will still supply at 500, maybe the next year they go to 550. So the growth rate then becomes minimal, and they don't propel them. But imagine I'm giving you that capital because you have partnered with a strong corporate and you're able to sell, you're able to grow.
I am smaller. Olivia, what do I do? Maybe I don't have a big supplier,
Yes.
but the whole capital issue is important. And maybe I'm going to end up with a bank or another financial institution.
Yes.
How do I make myself attractive so I can get some money to grow? And what homework do I need before I even jump to come?
Okay, great. One, it goes back to corporate governance. You have to have...
Okay.
Yes.
Circle back.
The other thing that we sit with customers, we ask them, what is your projection for the next 5 years in line with what you're asking for? You come and say, I want 100 million shillings. We ask you, what's the purpose? Then we ask you, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? Because that 5 years is the period within which you want to pay the loan. You give us your cash flow projections, but not only do we look at your cash flow projections, we also look at your structure.
Okay.
Are you the everything of the company? Most likely we will not give you that amount. We will reduce it. But when
you are more risky if you're everything.
Yes, if you're everything, then you're more risky. But if we have directors, we have members whose profile we know. For example, you have an engineer in your company and you're doing engineering work. We know that because of their profile, they know what they're doing. We can trust that this person knows what they're doing. So when we see that, if you're not partnering then with a bank, we will ask you for collateral. Okay. Definitely. Security then becomes our fallback position, but we are relying heavily on your vision. Okay. The Bible says, without a vision, my people perish. Absolutely. So if you don't have a vision, you'll likely be in the 53% that I spoke about. So for us to be able to trust what you're doing, have proper governance structure, and know where you're going, have a vision for your company. You talked about cash flow, cash flow projection. Yes. That does not just drop from heaven, poor. No, how do I develop? I'm listening to you and I'm thinking, okay, I need to start working. How do I develop cash flow clarity? So I can come to you, if I come to you and say now in the next 3 years, I think I'm going to be... How do I build that? Okay. Now, cash flow projections are really, it's an accountant's work. I'm not an accountant, but now I'm listening. Break it down for me. You will sit and say, what are my sales for the next year? You already know what you are selling last year. You expect to grow it by maybe 3%. I need to have it written down, recorded. You have to have your records, because when you don't know where you're coming from, it's very hard to know where you're going. Okay. So you say, okay, I made sales of this amount last year. I want to grow it to this. You write down, these are the sales I expect. What were my expenses last year? You look at them, I expect inflation and all these things to grow by this. Then you look, what are your other costs? I have to pay for the transport, I have to pay for the goods, these are my costs. Taxes. Exactly. Then you see the net. The net continues to grow year on year until the next last year. So really cash flow is, what do you expect to bring in? What are your expenses? Your net should be positive. If your net is negative, then there's a problem. There's a problem. When you say net, that means my profit. Yes, your profit. There is no profit, basically. It's your revenue less your... We're talking about growth, so we're talking about positive profit. And it has to be growing every year. You can't have 10 million, you project to have 10 million in this year, the next year you have 5 million, the next year 2 million. That means your projections are really wrong. I'm still making profit, but it is reducing. Yes, that is bad projection. Your projection ideally should be growing, so that even I who is lending to you, I understand you know where you're going. Some things may change, but you show that you know where you're going. These are my expenses, these are my expected revenues, and I expect to grow at this rate. So you expect me to have those numbers, and that's, we come back to the issue of what we talked about earlier, of having someone to do that for you. Yes. They know that here you're overspending, here we are good. The other truck you want to buy, maybe not now, somebody to advise you on that. Okay, I get that. We couldn't continue this discussion because of time. I wanted to ask Olivia another question, but I won't because of time. And two things we discussed tonight. One, how you manage your business. If you want to grow, stop being the only alpha and omega for your business. Find a few people. The issue of constituting boards, you can put a board, it's not the complicated board thing we know. If you get some knowledgeable people on together on that board, it can be your wife and then somebody, a friend you trust and so on, and these are qualified in some way to give you advice, you can do that. And of course the issue of capital is not a new one, but today we are discussing there are things in the market you can explore to find money. And you could hear says they can look at, if you're a supplier, they can look at the person you supply to, and that can be a
a dividend, or if it's a collateral almost for you if you are consistent in your supply. We hope we added value to you, and we want to thank Airtel Money. Before we go, for those who want to join and take advantage of the Top 100 SME program with National Media Group and partners, this is the number you can call if you want to take part and pick up from the trainings. 0704 416 356. Let me take that again. 0704 416 356, and the name is Salom from KPMG. One more time, 0704 416 356. The name is Salom from KPMG. If you think you want to take advantage of the Top 100 SME program in order to be helped to grow, call that number. Thank you very much, Airtel Money, and that was The Link. Thank you for joining us tonight.